the Lakers signed Darvin Ham to be the new head coach. They agreed to a 4-year deal, and former player, longtime assistant, last year something similar happened with Ime Udoka when he was named the Celtics head coach, and now the Lakers are trying to follow a similar strategy.
Don't disagree.
We talked a little bit about maybe Zach LaVine joining LeBron James because he has been seen with Clutch Sports, Rich Paul, etc.
Love it.
Now, what are your thoughts on the Lakers signing Darvin Ham? What is your outlook on the Lakers this upcoming season? Will they live up to expectations?
All right, I'm gonna halt off on the outlook for the Lakers' expectations. I got some time. Let me finish this year before I have to think about the Lakers and start to stress.
I respect that.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Pee Wee. I'll say this: I'm interested. I'm very intrigued by the transitive property. Ham is
transitive property.
Let me finish. By the transitive property, Ham is of the Spurs tree, where Budenholzer is a Greg Pop disciple, and obviously Budenholzer gives his knowledge to Ham.
Exactly. Right? No.
That's why I said the transitive property. That's why I said the transitive property. I'm not. That's not my main thing. I wasn't trying to get there and say that he's gonna be all this knowledgeable.
To be from the tree, you got to be from the tree.
That's why I said transitive property. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's not a direct.
I don't know what that means.
I apologize.
Chicago,
I apologize.
Public house, high school.
I go to public high school
Earlier,
too.
Drew said conceptive.
No, copaesthetic. You guys, y'all should know what copaesthetic.
I know what that means.
Exactly.
You a different level of thinking, bro. You smart.
Thank you. You know, we're all smart here. We're all smart.
He ain't smart. He intelligent.
Thank you. Yo, Pee Wee, that really means a lot, truthfully.
You said a bunch of words just now. I don't know what you said.
That's okay, man. Right. That's okay. But he has a ton of experience coming in. LeBron had to sign off on it, so you're automatically the main piece, the most important piece is on board with you. I'm excited. The main thing for me personally is he must have come in and said, especially with the talks of Russell Westbrook most likely being on the Lakers, there must have been some conversation between front office and Ham that Ham could make Russell Westbrook work with this team. That had to be the main thing, and that was the main reason why he was hired, because you need a head coach that's going to find a way to incorporate Russell Westbrook into this lineup where it works and you're seeing the best results possible. So I'm optimistic. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing him get to work with the guys, and it should be fun to see.
I'm always excited about new head coaches. You know, assistants becoming head coaches their first year. I just want to see how it is. How you do. Can this be possibly a new coach that jumps into the elite category?
Another thing really quick. We're seeing a lot of ex-players come in and have success. The only one I guess you could say is Steve Nash that really hasn't been the brightest. But even Jason Kidd, when he first came out, it took him some time to adjust. And now Jason Kidd's very respected.
I think role players are much better as head coaches.
Willie Green's really
Ham was
great.
a part of the
really great.
Jason Kidd wasn't a role player, Joe.
You're right, but he's like an anomaly though.
No, but he's saying he thinks role players are better head
Steve
coaches.
Kerr, Ime Udoka,
Doc Rivers.
But Jason Kidd, you got to put respect on Jason Kidd as one of the best head coaches in the league now.
Of course.
Darvin Ham was a part of the Hawks when they were on that.
Yep.
They were the worst #1 seed in NBA history.
The former Laker assistant.
Yep. He was also on the Bucks too when they was on their little run.
Championship.
So, intriguing. Like you said, intriguing. For me though, the coach doesn't move me. You know what I'm saying? Like it just, you know, you guys were so bad, and like you put a really shit roster together, and like Anthony Davis was hurt, and like LeBron did everything he could, and Westbrook was like a bottom 30 point guard in the league. So it's like, it's intriguing, yes, but it just doesn't move me because like you said, I don't want to say outlet because I want to see what the rest of the roster looks like before I can fully gather my information. The only thing I know right now is you still have LeBron. You still have THT. You still have Westbrook. You still have AD.
Thank you.
You still have Reeves. You still have a couple other guys after that. I believe you picked up Stanley Johnson's offer and I think another player. So you still have these guys. So I'm really, yes, I'm intrigued, but I'm also not moved at all because Ham is a rookie coach. I don't know how LeBron and a rookie coach are going to play out. It's tough already, LeBron with coaches. Anthony Davis's health. Now you have to, not as a rookie, and people shit on Nash a lot, but he had a lot to deal with in his first year as a coach. Like, that's a tough situation. And now Ham is walking in having to fix Westbrook as a player, deal with the whole new roster construction, and also handle LeBron and AD's health. So I think this is a lot on his plate as a rookie head coach. So I'm not moved by this move. I have to see more.
I agree.
I like this move. I think it was much better than getting a Terry Stotts or trying to go out and get a Doc Rivers, which that was a rumor at one point.
No, thank you.
I think this is a good hire. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but I hope for the best because the Lakers are a horrible situation. And
horrible is so strong.
I feel like Darvin Ham might be put in a position where he is going to fail because LeBron James is getting older. He is 38 years old. Russell Westbrook is been declining. You don't even want to. They're going to keep Westbrook because if you trade him, you got to attach a first-round pick to him. And Anthony Davis.
You bring me Levine. See ya.
And Anthony Davis can't play a full season, and he's always unhealthy. Last season, as much as people want to put the blame on Frank Vogel, they had of the 41 lineups they started, they only started 41 They started 41 lineups in 82 games. That's basically a different lineup every other game. They did not have a single 5-man lineup play 100 minutes this season.
We had more lineups
100
than
minutes. That's what, 5 games together? That's just 5 games together. Because of this, if there is no continuity, there is no room for a coach to make a big impact. I think Frank Vogel was a fine coach.
I agree.
I don't think it was his fault last year.
I don't.
How will Westbrook now be used? Is he going to be used as more of a screener? Is LeBron going to be off the ball more? They have to still fix the center spot because last year, lineups that involved Westbrook or Dwight Howard or DeAndre Jordan were outscored by 8.6 points per 100 possessions. They were awful. You got to get a stretch big. They're not just out there floating around. And then your free agents, it's your whole team. Malik Monk, Dwight Howard, Wayne Ellington, Avery Bradley, Ken Bazemore, Carmelo Anthony. These aren't very good players, but last offseason, you signed a bunch of aging role players, and then everybody's surprised why they all got hurt. It's because they're old. Their body isn't as durable as it once was. I think Darvin Ham is set up in a position to fail because LeBron James, realistically, it's this year and it's over, right? It's over
Not
for the Lakers' tenure.
You're saying that he might be gone.
Yeah, it's over for the Lakers' tenure.
Yep.
So after this year, LeBron could leave, and now you are left with what? You're left with nothing.
AD.
You're left with Anthony Davis, and at that point, what direction are the Lakers heading into? I feel like the Lakers aren't going to be much better than they are next season than they were this past season.
Oof.
They're going to be a team that's in the play-in.
Healthy?
If AD's healthy, maybe that's a big if. But if you're keeping Westbrook, or you're not getting a Levine, if it's Westbrook, AD, and LeBron, yeah, I don't like the Lakers' chances.
That's the difference, though. The Lakers set themselves up for failure because of the fan base and the expectation is always the top. I look at it as in this first year with them, try to be better, obviously compete. But Russell Westbrook is on the last year of his deal. That $47 million is off. So if I'm LeBron, I don't do the disservice to my legacy and leaving. I'm not leaving. Like where am I even going? I'm staying there. We opened up another max contract slot. And this time we either go and get a guy who fits what we do or we break that money down. Stop name chasing. That's the problem with the Lakers. They got an obsession with this name and Russell Westbrook and his set. That shit don't work. It's a new age. The Milwaukee Bucks won a championship with Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday as the surrounding pieces. They didn't need to go and get a top this, top that. This many all-star. He got his own signature shoe. That shit is overrated. It's a new generation. So if they can get key things down, they'll be good. And I think Darvin Ham, being an ex-player, getting co-signed by LeBron early on Twitter, getting that stamp.
Yep.
Hopefully it can at least get them to be bought in. It didn't feel like the Lakers were bought in last year. Frank Vogel was set up for failure just because how you hire a coach, pick his staff for him, and then everybody on his staff is somebody who could replace him. Now, I don't know how he kept that job anyway. Once they did that, I would have been like, you know what? Never mind. I'm cool. So if they could just get the buy-in and at least try. How many games we watch and the Lakers didn't even try defensively? They you know what I mean? Like, so if they could just get that down packed and he can get the respect to get some effort, because when these dudes do try, when Anthony Davis is locked in, when LeBron is at his best, it's a totally different team. They got to make some things shake though. They need to stretch that money that they do have. They got to go try to get some Jeremy Lambs, Otto Porters. They got to try to steal Gary Payton a sec. They got to make this amount of money stretch into these surrounding pieces. But yeah, they create. I watched a Laker video today from Lakers they YouTube channel or something. Somebody was talking about the hire and he's showing the Bucks offense and what they could bring to the Lakers. And look, everybody in the comments, I click because I'm like, how can this work without the players. And everybody in the comments saying the same thing. Like, yeah, this scheme looks good and all, but we don't have anybody that could shoot. So you can talk about spacing and how the Bucks space all you want, but if you have Russell Westbrook spotting up in the corner, it won't matter. Yeah. So the Lakers got some work to do.
Bruce
man.
Brown.
Yeah, I feel like Darvin Ham. I love Darvin Ham as a hire, and I hope he has success. But it just feels like the Lakers, they're not a good situation for it.
We need our Dorian Finney-Smith. We need our Herb Jones. We lack that.
You thought that was Trevor Ariza?
I did.
You said a lot of good names.
Of course. We need one of those. We need those type of players.
Y'all don't want that, though. To get those guys, you have to do a certain amount of work and have a certain amount of trust. Lakers don't want that. They want people that's already established and already have names.
Oh, I agree. No, I what you're saying is 100% sound.
Y'all did try Stanley Johnson.
You should have kept the team you had that came out the bubble.
You could not be more right. The fact that we broke that up really does hurt my heart. I wasn't mind to see Kuzma go, though. I'm not going to lie.